Hello and welcome to the Spin Dash podcast. My name is Ian.
My name's Fraser, and today we're going to play Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know about you, but I found this game absolutely brutal as a kid.
Yeah, I've never beaten it.
I've never beaten it too. So how about today we just take a turn each and see who gets furthest in it and have some chat along the way?
Sounds good. Hope you enjoy.
Sonic the Hedgehog's actually the first video game I ever played as a kid.
Yeah, I think that's probably not far behind that. I remember playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2 a lot as a kid, like seeing tails flying about, and then on the chemical plant stage, was that like purple or blue water or whatever, and I remember the drowning thing like scarred my childhood.
Oh, I'm familiar with that from the Labyrinth zone in this game. I don't think I've actually ever played Sonic and Tails, the second game. I played Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah, I remember you said you had that game as a kid. I don't think I played it until I was like 22 or something, so last year I guess.
Uh-huh.
I really love Sonic the Hedgehog 2 a lot, and sort of I like the first one too, but I have no real relationship with the third one.
I'll need to play the second one.
Ooh,
No. Yes,
Nice.
bonus level.
71 rings, good start.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
47 seconds.
Yeah, very sweet. Try and beat that.
I've seen when it was loading up there, this game was released in 91. I forgot that's what.
Before we were even born.
Yeah, a year older than me. I always fall down in that.
Yeah, these are so difficult. Like I remember them.
No!
Tough luck. I remember as a kid, like thinking they were so exciting and cool because I barely got to play the special stages, but they're just so difficult though. You just fall
You're
into
always getting hit and losing the rings.
It's just a pain in the ass. Like you can get I think like 100 rings gives you continue or whatever, which is kind of cool. It happens
Yeah, when I found this out earlier on, last night, I got that.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, no, the first memory of me playing this game was actually at my uncle's house. It's the first time I'd ever actually played a console. I loved it so much I actually wanted to take it home with me.
Aw.
But my parents obviously told me I couldn't do that, so they got me a Mega Drive. And well, I played that until I got my PlayStation.
Well, that's very nice. How old were you then?
What would I have been? This guy in 91, I must have been about maybe 4 or 5, so
Wow.
probably we're talking about what, 95?
Nice.
No, 96, sorry.
96. Yeah.
Um,
Still pretty young then for like.
and then it was all about Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, obviously, on the PlayStation.
I've never played Crash Bandicoot.
You really should.
Yeah, I hear good things about it. I had Spyro as a kid and that was quite fun.
I love Spyro.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about that in a sec. But my dad got rid of my Mega Drive once I started playing the PlayStation because he doesn't like clutter. He was in a loft. I don't think he was doing much harm, but that's what he's like. And I remember talking to my uncle about it, and I just remember Sonic, and he still had his Mega Drive, which he never played. And he's like, I can give you mine if you want. I was like, okay. So I played that for a while, and I would admit, okay, after a few months, I started playing other consoles again, so I'm upping a lot. And my dad actually threw my uncle's console too, and when my uncle asked me later on down the line about how the console was doing, and I told him my dad threw it out, he was pretty hurt.
Aww.
But I mean, he had that when I was a little boy, and it wasn't very nice. But that's my dad for you.
Well, I remember I think like half an hour late home once as a kid, and my dad threw my N64 in the bin.
I remember you told me this actually in
Yeah.
primary school. I remember that.
I think like my mother maybe fished it out later on and gave it back to me, all covered in bin juice probably.
So it still worked.
Yeah, it was fine, but like,
I remember you came in and you were like, yeah, I don't have an N64 anymore.
yeah, which is heartbreaking because that thing was my life as a kid.
No wonder.
Yeah, all the, like fucking GoldenEye and stuff. I mean, that was like, yeah, well, yeah, GoldenEye was a big part of my childhood. That was a really awesome game. I think everyone. Did you ever play GoldenEye?
I did, and Perfect Dark.
Oh, Perfect Dark was so good. Like
That was a good N64 game.
I remember playing the multiplayer in that a lot, just by myself, because I think you could like have bots. Oh yeah, or Eggman as he's also known.
I don't like people playing like that.
No, he's always been Robotnik to me. It just feels more natural that way.
I don't know if he was referred to as Eggman back when these games were released.
What, maybe like in Japan or whatever?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd rather not talk about it because...
well, because we don't know that, so
Yeah.
we're ignorant. But like, I just feel like there was a point where suddenly he was known as Eggman, and it's like, well, he was always Robotnik when we were young, so why has it changed now?
I always call him Robotnik.
Yeah. Just habit.
Oh yeah, what I was going to say about Spyro. My first memory of that was when I was younger. I had to go to the dentist to get a tooth pulled, and I really, really didn't want to do it. And my mum said that if I went and got my tooth pulled, I was allowed to rent a PlayStation 1 game from Global
Nice. Oh,
video
yeah.
rental store.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Spyro was a game I chose, so that's how I first got into Spyro.
That's
So I
right.
always remember that
Aw.
because of how scared I was of the dentist.
Let's not get too Scottish already.
So yeah,
That's a pretty sweet story. Yeah, I don't think I have anything like that. Like I don't. I remember my brother had rented video games from like he rented like a weird Terminator versus robot versus RoboCop rather game
alright.
that sort of vaguely remember as a kid, but I don't think I ever really did the whole global video thing.
Oh, I used to go all the time.
Really?
Yeah, it was good when I don't know if they had this option to begin with, but obviously you rent them. It was like maybe £3 for 2 days, I think. But then they actually gave you the option of buying them, like actually getting to keep them. And I think the prices were quite a bit discounted because obviously a lot of people would have
Played it already?
yeah, played them.
Oh.
But sometimes you get a game obviously and them scratched and it wouldn't run properly.
But it still sounds good though if the disc works, and that's quite a cool deal. Just because it's been
Yeah, I
used.
got quite a lot that way.
Yeah.
Actually, Bushy Do Blade, if I'm pronouncing that right. I got that from Global. That was an amazing PS1 game.
I always confuse that with another franchise of like sword fight and stuff, but it's something I played a lot as a kid, but I can never remember the name of.
I quite liked it. It was cool.
So is that like sort of just like a fighting game thing, or is it like a beat 'em up kind of style? Like what do you do in that?
Well, you've got weapons, and I don't know how to describe it.
I'm just trying to like put you off so that you're gonna
You're
get
gonna
killed.
die in Marvel Zone because it's
Well, you're a boss
quite
at Marble
difficult.
Zone. Yeah, I'm
I like
I'm really bad at this zone, but you
it's,
master it.
it's quite cool. It's kind of a 3D game where you can run around the place. The good thing about it is like you can like. I thought it was quite good for a PS1 game. Like if you like hit them, like attack their like legs or that, you can like get them so they can't get back up. So like on their
Oh.
knees, or you can do one hit kills from the very start of the game, like in the match. That's quite cool.
And that's
Like,
PlayStation
maybe
1.
show that at some point.
PlayStation 1, yeah.
PlayStation 1, yeah.
And you can like hit the legs to keep them like on the ground or whatever.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit more.
It sounds kind of ahead of its
Oh.
time for PS1.
That's what I thought.
We had this conversation last night with Half-Life 2. I think we're talking about how that was ahead of its time because of the physics engine and stuff. But as far as I'm aware, neither of us have played Half-Life 2. So again, we're sort of
I've never played that. So.
yeah. It's one of those franchises that people talk about a lot that sort of totally passed me by, and I feel like I'm less of a gamer for it or something. But then I'm a filthy console peasant, so no wonder I haven't played Half-Life 2. Or the first one, but no one ever mentions Half-Life 1. People just talk about Half-Life 2 being really good, and then, speculate about Half-Life 3, which is seemingly never going to happen.
Okay.
Unless you're watching this podcast back in like a year, and Half-Life 3 is, Game of the Year, whatever. Sorry, I was wrong.
We're starting old school anyway with Sonic.
Yeah, no school like the old school. The nostalgia is off the chain. So you have all your lives remaining and 0 rings currently, so...
Yeah, oh no. I need to do my spin dash.
Yeah. That's fitting, I feel.
Uh-huh.
As a little seal guy hops away. Oh.
There we go. Yeah, so Labyrinth is the zone I've made up to in this game. Never ever completed it. I'm quite happy with the way things are going right now. I'm not doing too bad.
I think I'd never legitimately made it to the labyrinth zone until last night. I'd like done the quick saving, quick loading, cheating, being an idiot kind of thing. But yeah, I don't think I'd really made it past Marble Zone like my entire childhood. It was just getting this far and then falling into lava over and over and over again, which really shaped my personality, I think. Just that sense of failure in the Sonic games. And then the drowning in the second one.
You can't blame yourself.
For being
These
bad
games
at
are
video
pretty
games.
hard. Most of the games releasing these days are actually easier.
Yeah, I was thinking about this earlier. Honestly, people talk about how hard Souls games are and everything, but for me personally, I would, if I had to like gun to my head, complete a video game without dying, I would choose a Souls game over Sonic any day of the week. Sonic is way same for Mario. These like old school platformers, they destroy me far more than Souls games ever have. I haven't played Bloodborne much though, so maybe that'd be different.
I still need to complete that. I'm at Rom right now,
The vacuous, yeah.
and I hate spiders. So,
Yeah.
it doesn't really help when stuck in that boss.
Well, that boss fight just seems really hard anyway, because they keep spawning spiders at you, and then his attacks get. Or I think it's her actually. I think Rom's a girl, but I may be wrong about that. I think her attacks get
You
like.
probably know more about the game than me, read up on it.
Well, I've watched a lot of Epic Name Bros sort of like lore videos and stuff, so. And
Pretty educated on Souls and Bloodborne.
well, this is the interesting thing about Souls is that it's not really certain. Everything's more sort of like people have given their opinions and looked into the lore and decided what they think it all means, which I personally like. I like the fact that it's not just like this is what this means. It's more interpretive than that, which I think is pretty cool. I love this bit because you can sort of once you get little stars thing, you can just like
Run through the lava,
Yeah.
I love this bit. You feel invisible, then you get up to the spikes up here, and then
Mhm.
you can just like crush it. And you're like, oh.
I feel like they time all this stuff really well so that you're invincible, and then right when your invincibility runs out, you're in serious danger. And in Green Hill Zone somewhere, there's a bit where you get invincibility, but right after that, it's like a bottomless pit you can just fall into and die. So as soon as you're feeling tough, the game just tries to kill you immediately. So that's Sonic for you.
Solid, yeah.
Yeah. It's much more hardcore than Dark Souls, in my opinion. Or Demon Souls, which no one ever mentioned, even though it's, in my opinion, the better game because I'm nostalgic about it. And a
I
hipster.
never played it. That's one of the things I regret with my PS3. I got it pretty early on, and then I don't know. I didn't play as much games for a while, so I only started getting back into it again like just as the PS4 was released. Then obviously I got my PS4 and got Shadow Mordor for my first game for that, which is amazing, which we should probably do a video on at some point.
Yeah, it's really good in PS4, isn't it?
Yeah.
The PS3 release was not quite,
Your PS3 release was not the game you hoped it to be. It was.
not quite up to
It
scratch.
just showed you. What was the name of the developers that did it? Because they had different
Oh,
developers
I can't
for
remember. I can't remember.
the last gen consoles, but it
Yeah.
showed that they really did not care about the last gen.
It did seem like they sort of said, well, everyone's going to buy it on next gen, so why even bother putting like a proper port? So they just got someone else to do it, like kind of half-arsed. No
Yeah, I
offense.
think they made like a High School Musical just dance video, or no game or something.
So obviously they're qualified to tackle the intense lore and awesome gameplay of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but one thing I did look at online was apparently the Xbox 360 version ran a lot better than the PS3 version.
Well, I don't have a 360. I just have a PS. I still have a PS3, even though this is like we're well into the current generation PS4, Xbox One.
Nothing wrong with that. It shows that you're actually getting your money's worth out of the game.
I mean, it's good that I'm getting to experience a lot of PS3 games because I'm still playing the console now. But on the other hand, I hadn't held a controller this year until last night, so I've gone off gaming a bit, which is a weird thing to say when you're starting a gaming podcast. But
Well,
this is getting me back into it.
I haven't played a lot more games since I got my PC, but I want to get my money's worth out of it.
So what was it that got you back into gaming? Because you weren't playing much for a while, right?
Well, I think I said this before, it was pretty much you that got me back into it, because when you first introduced me to Skyrim back in PS3, that's what really got me right into it again. I wasn't actually a big fan of RPGs before then. I never had the patience for leveling up and deciding where to invest your points and abilities into, like attack,
I love all that stuff.
sneak.
The stealth is pretty fun in Elder Scrolls games, I think.
But like that really opened my eyes up to it and showed me how fun it could be. And
That was a really fun time, yeah. I remember when you started playing around with lockpicking and stuff, you're just like so eager to go and
the
pick the master rocks.
lockpicking in Fallout and Elder Scrolls is really, really fun. It's really addictive.
For a second there, I thought you were going to say it's not as good as Fallout, but I don't
It's not
remember.
much different, no.
Ah, yeah. But
The
that's-
hacking in Fallout I need to get a bit more used to.
Oh yeah, I quite like it, the hacking in Fallout, but it's a strange sort of system where you pick words and then it tells you how close it is to other words or whatever, right?
Yeah, you're the one that showed me how to do it and I really didn't understand it. I can't even say I do fully still understand it.
Well, I'd played Fallout 3 in New Vegas and had a lot of fun with them, even though I'm more of a Elder Scrolls guy. I like the sort of medieval setting, and it feels more RPG-ish to me, the Elder Scrolls games compared to Fallout.
Yeah, I find the Fallout games a lot harder, but I don't know if it's just because I'm not very good at the shooting in it.
Nice. On the
But
shooting, yeah, well, that helps with that, the Vault-Tec assisted targeting system, whatever it is.
yeah, I've quite invested a few skills into that,
Yeah, there's a.
and I don't see much of a difference, but
Oh,
we'll get a if I do a follow at some point.
I think it's one of the games we should play because the sort of open world, not even necessarily RPG, but sort of just like screw around games are kind of just fun for this kind of content, I guess.
Of course, definitely.
Well, it's just fun to play.
That was such a rookie mistake.
Oh, is that the first life you lost?
That's the first life I lost.
Oh,
I was getting cocky there. I thought I was gonna get to Springyard without any
I was
life
sure you,
loss.
Yeah, I was sure you would as well.
And Springyard's pretty hard, so and I need all the lives I can. I was gonna say for Labyrinth there, but I'm not even gonna get ahead of myself. I need to fight Robotnik in Springyard, and that's pretty brutal. If I even make it to the boss fight.
I think you will. I mean, I think you're better at Sonic than I am. I've always thought that. Because there was one night where we played Sonic together, and I just remember I was like rushing past everything, hitting the same spikes over and over again, and then you took the controller and you're like, okay, I'll have a little go, and then you just made it past everything, got through the first few like acts, and I was just like, well, screw you.
Probably because I was watching what you were doing and learning.
You're so modest and so polite. I love that.
No.
I don't want, I don't want to get ahead of myself either and make predictions that won't come true.
Bosses.
But I will say, don't expect me to make it past Labyrinth. Like Springyard would be a stretch, but the Labyrinth zone I've just never beaten legitimately. The boss of that zone especially is like it floods you and Robotnik runs away from you and you have to make it past like little fire spitter guys and spikes and everything. It's not gonna happen.
We'll see when you get your turn.
We will see.
I'm feeling you might actually get further than me.
I'm doubtful. I don't think. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. But like there's every chance I'll die on like the first the first boss or even just the first stage. I think I was sort of doing a little prep for this, playing this game last night, and I made it to the last zone of, or the last like stage of Green Hill Zone and died twice right before the final boss fight, which is that's a good indicator of my.
To me too.
Happens to the best of us, I guess. I just felt like it's an indicator of my lack of skill with Sonic games. But of course I would say this, and then if I win, I'll. Oh, I love this bit though. The jump on the weights thing is kind of cool.
This bit is quite tricky.
Yeah, the spikes. I always land on them and then fall off into the lava beneath
Really
it.
gotta watch. This is it. Oh, I always fall down and have to go back up.
Yeah, you lose like
Oh,
30
really?
seconds progress on it.
That's bad.
So is this nearly the boss fight?
Yeah, we're just about to
Oh, yeah.
fight Robotnik again. And I'm gonna lose my eggs before I even fight him.
This is a good boss fight though. I love this one. I enjoy the sort of like the fire thing.
I find this one a bit easier. Just nice pattern.
Well, yeah, on the first zone, the sort of swinging his little like wrecking ball thing is really hard to dodge, I find. And then once you get to Springyard zone when he's digging the spike into the tiles, that can be a nightmare, especially the longer it goes, the harder it gets. Whereas this one is just like the same pattern, and once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. So you've got 2 lives left.
Just Springyard zone.
Yeah, wow, you're doing really well.
Thank you. This is where it's probably all going to go downhill.
And you got to the special zone on a special stage
But I
rather.
never got the Chaos Emerald.
Yeah, but he still made it. He still finished a level with 50 rings, I guess, which is a good indicator. Ooh.
Oh, fun. He brings first. So, is there anything in particular you've been playing lately?
Actually, no. Well, actually, kind of yes. I've been playing like old Game Boy games, Game Boy Advance games, stuff like that. Sort of nostalgic stuff like Sonic, funnily enough, and Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, which is like
I've never played that.
It's so.
You showed me you were playing.
Yeah.
What zone was it?
Pumpkin Zone, because I know you're a fan of like Halloween themed stuff, so
I love Halloween.
I thought it'd be fitting to show you that. But that was a big game. Not even my childhood, sort of like my teenage years, I guess. I played a lot of that game, and I don't think I ever completed it, but I completed it recently, and it's just a really fun game.
That wee guy always comes up on me, sneaks up on me and does that.
Yeah, it's almost cheating. Like,
I was like, I've got no rings. And I was like, I'm gonna die.
well, they like follow.
Look, see what I mean?
Yeah, they follow your movement patterns. It's really, they track you around. It's hard to dodge them.
They're probably one of the worst enemies that I've come across in this game.
Yeah, everything else is quite formulaic, sort of just moving like a certain pattern. But there's these guys like jump after you and stuff and chase you from off screen. But I have wanted to replay Red Dead Redemption and Oblivion and Skyrim and Dark Souls a lot of stuff recently, but I just haven't had time.
I've only played Red Dead Revolver. I've not played.
That was a really good game though.
I loved that game. Me and my brother used to play it all the time. On the
Yeah.
PlayStation 2.
Same with mine. I think we did like multiplayer, and he would throw Molotov cocktails at me or something. And...
That just reminds me of Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Um,
I think we only played Bloodborne here actually, which is nice.
last year, my birthday, I think.
Your birthday?
Yeah, came out just after my birthday last year.
Oh, and Uncharted was supposed to, right? But then.
Well, this year, yeah, it was
Yeah.
supposed to be on the 18th of March, but now it's 10th of May, which I can't wait for. It's probably the only reason I'm going to like turn on a PlayStation these days, since I play most of them on my PC now.
So you're a big Uncharted fan?
I love Uncharted. I've played the first 3, and I'm really excited about the 4th one.
See, I played the first 3, but only because you lent them all to me. Like, I'd never played any of them before.
You got through them quite quick as well.
I really enjoyed them, that's why. I mean, I'd heard a lot about them and seen some content, and honestly, I just thought, like, it's a really popular franchise, and not to go all hipster or anything, but when something becomes so popular, I'm just like, well, I'm gonna give it a miss then. But then when you told me how you feel about the franchise, I was like, well, it sounds really cool now that you've sort of told me about it, and I did really enjoy them. I liked how you could sort of like run up to all these armed guys and just punch them in the face. And
It's very unrealistic, but it's great.
yeah, it was pretty sweet.
But I don't like how everyone keeps comparing the reboot of Tomb Raider to Uncharted.
Well, to be fair, I think Uncharted sort of began where Tomb Raider ended, like in terms of gameplay content. Like, I don't think Uncharted would be the way it is without the older Tomb Raider games.
Yeah.
But then if people are saying that, well, I think some people said that Tomb Raider is ripping off Uncharted, which
Yeah, I know that's what they're saying.
yeah, it doesn't make sense because like the legacy.
I can see they actually did on Jinx, that TV channel, the game channel. They actually did a like a Uncharted V's Tomb Raider reboots. But they are a bit similar, I get it, but Tomb Raider's been around for ages.
Well, I mean, being a bit.
Yeah, I know it's different now. The gameplay is much different.
Than Tomb Raider compared to the old ones.
Yeah.
Being similar to another franchise though is not indicative of anything. If you look at any art form, like music and film and stuff, there's always similar tropes. And just because Uncharted and Tomb Raider have like some similar gameplay elements and stuff, and arguably like similar protagonists in terms of sort of like the spirit of adventure or whatever you think defines Nathan Drake and Lara Croft. I mean, look at similar ideas in like Call of Duty games and Battlefield games and stuff. I mean, it's just like it's a genre thing, I suppose, and trying to set up that kind of cinematic experience or whatever without having those similar gameplay things wouldn't really work. So I mean, they do what they have to make the franchise work, and I think it makes sense that they be kind of similar. But I don't know. I don't think it's any problem if Tomb Raider and Uncharted are kind of overlapping to some degree. It's just more content for people who like that kind of game. So you've got you've got the new Tomb Raider, right? The Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Sorry, I was gonna die there. I've got Rise of Tomb Raider for PC. I'm about halfway through it. I'm enjoying it, but a lot of people are pissed because apparently, when the first teaser trailer came out for the game, they made Lara look a bit more mature, like from the first game. And yeah, you can notice a bit of a difference in her when you see like the cutscenes from the first game. But I'm so bad at those levels.
Yeah, same, terrible.
But you can see she's developed a wee bit, but she's not developed as much as people thought she was going to be. Like, she wasn't obviously at the stage where she is in the classic Tomb Raider games.
Right.
But I'll show you after. But I heard people were pissed off because they thought Lara was going to be a bit more developed.
The thing I've heard more than anything else about it is just people. I don't want to be bitchy about this, but people who sort of think they're being really witty, saying like, "Oh, they're calling the game Rise of the Tomb Raider," even though there's already been a game before this. I mean, it's just like a title of a game though. Like, you see all the sequels that come out and like their name stuff like, you know, like Tomb Raider Resurrection or whatever. It's like the same naming tropes come up again. And people are slagging that one off.
She's not in a tomb in the first one. Fair enough, there's the optional tombs, but she's not in a tomb. She's on the island.
Yeah, well.
And a lot of people are saying that the story's really bad in the second game. I actually think it's a lot better than the first reboot.
I mean, I know a bit about it, but I've not actually played it, so I can't really judge. I don't think.
No, I wouldn't say anything to spoil it, and considering I'm only halfway through it, I don't know the ending. But there's going to be another one, of course, won't there? of money to do that.
Well,
And I wouldn't mind another one. They're quite fun.
I think it depends on the franchise, but generally, if there's money in it, then sequels are going to get made. This is something interesting that Christopher Nolan, is that the Batman director guy?
Yeah.
I love how I said the Batman director guy as if he's done nothing else, but like Inception and I think he did that cool with magician film as well.
Now You See Me.
No, I mean the one with who plays Wolverine? Hugh Jackman. No, that's not the person. The Prestige. You seen that? With Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman. I think that was
I don't think so.
It's pretty good. I think it's a Christopher Nolan film as well. The point being that he said that he doesn't like to make sequels because he wants all his films to be like self-contained stories that do their own thing, and then once the credits roll, it's finished. And I respect that because I think that if a film makes lots and lots,
Batman.
well, yeah, but you could argue like that's the comic book narrative sort of demands that because comic books sort of stretch on for whatever, like for so long, whatever. And plus, the amount of content that he produced for those films probably couldn't fit into just one movie. Like if you tried to make a whole Batman become as Batman, and then Batman sort of, well, I won't spoil the last film for anyone who's not seen it, even though you should definitely have seen it by now. But you could argue that there are reasons for making a trilogy there. But I respect the idea that he said that even if a film's really, it's making a lot of money and people want to see a sequel, and obviously people would pay for a sequel, he would still artistically rather just end at the first one and leave it there, so it's like a full, satisfying story in itself. But then you could just say, why not make a trilogy where each film is in itself like a beginning, middle, and end, which trilogies tend not to get right, really.
Well, I know you said about how it's usually a satisfying conclusion in a single film, and I know because we had this conversation the other day, and you know that I didn't find Inception a very satisfying conclusion because you don't know if he's dreaming or not.
Yeah, it doesn't tell you, but that's what I like about it, the fact that it's open-ended. You can speculate, you can like argue with your friends about what you think the spinning top losing its balance means or whatever. I like that sort of content. That's why I like Dark Souls as well, because the story-wise you can really interpret things to mean whatever you want it to mean. I think that's how far it works. Cliffhangers, it depends how they're done, I guess.
Well, if anyone's seen the last episode of Walking Dead so far before the finale of season 6, I was really not happy with the ending of that.
Yeah, don't spoil that, Brett.
I'm not going to spoil it.
People will be so pissed if you just told them that. Let's just say no, no.
This is the one I hate. I hate it.
Yeah, this boss is hard, and the longer it goes, the harder it gets, which is always fun.
Oh god.
And last time I did this, I was like trying to keep landing on him and like bouncing back up and landing on him again, but I just ended up falling through him through the ground, which is fun. Oh, at this point, I think you're in trouble. He's taken 3 already. Trying to psych you out now.
Oh damn! Oh, thank goodness. I guess we'll see the labyrinth soon then.
Yeah, you're past Spring Yard, which means you're probably doing better than I will. But we'll see. We'll see. I might, you know. Oh, I'm gonna die in Green Hill.
Yeah, when we're on the topic of games, the game I've been playing most recently is Witcher 3, but I'm on my 3rd playthrough of Witcher 3 actually.
Which is a big game, right? I mean, that's 3rd playthrough must be a lot of hours.
Probably. I played it twice through on the PS4, and this is my 1st playthrough on PC. I'm on the Hearts of Stone DLC again. I'm just getting prepared for Blood and Wine coming out, which should be within the next few months, I think.
So, Fraser, what happened there?
I don't know. The computer said that it ran out of memory for recording videos. I ran out of space on my SSD drive, so I had to shift it to my hard disk drive.
I guess that's what we call technical difficulties / teething troubles.
Yeah, I should have checked before how much space I had before making that video.
Naughty boy. So
in all honesty,
you got to Labyrinth 3, right?
Labyrinth Zone, level 3 and that. So in my defence, I never actually expected to get that far in the game, so that's my excuse for the video file being Correct.
Well, that's both of us who don't expect to get that far in the game, and I guess we're gonna see how far I get it.
Just keep it first one, alright. I think you'll make it past this one.
I didn't get a special stage though, which is always disappointing.
Well, I don't get the chaos damage, so just the same thing.
You still did better than I did.
Yeah, before we cut out, I was speaking about Witcher. On my third playthrough of Witcher 3 Wild Hunt now, and still loving every minute of it. Playing my third playthrough, which is my first on PC though, and
So your first two were on PS4?
PS4, yeah. And I'm at the Hearts Stone DLC, and I just started that, and that would get up to date for Blood and Wine coming out soon.
Blood and Wine,
Next couple of months, I'm sure it's coming out.
Do we know anything about that DLC yet? Like what's going to be in it? Or?
I don't know much about it. All I know is that it's going to be in Tucson.
Okay.
If I'm pronouncing it correctly.
And you said it's like it's the same, it's as big as Witcher 2 or something? Like it's...
I think what they were saying originally when they first announced the expansion pass with the two DLCs, which were including Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine, that it was going to be about the same size, if not a bit bigger than Witcher 2. So that'd be pretty good. But Tucson is going to be a completely different region. It's kind of like when you travel to Skellige in the main map. It's like away from Velen and Novigrad. One life left. So it should be fun, and apparently I think the main villain, if you want to call him that you face in it's going to be a higher vampire.
Oh, you told me that sounds so cool.
That's what I saw online, so I really hope that's true because that'd be really awesome.
Yeah, I love vampire anything. I'm one of those people.
I'd like that. So Blood and Wine, it kind of suits.
Oh yeah,
So hopefully, I'm excited about that.
I guess that's why it's called that. That didn't really occur to me before.
Yeah, so I'm just finishing off getting my last few achievements for on PC.
Oh yeah, and you said like the way you have it set up is that you got all the achievements apart from a couple of story-related ones.
Yeah, I've got 59 out of 65 at the moment. Obviously they'll release more achievements when Blood and Wine is released, but right now I've got 6 left, but they're all story-related to Hearts of Stone. So there's a couple that are missable, but they're not easily missable, and I know how to not miss them since I did it in PS4. So I'll get there alright.
So that's pretty cool. So like once you finish the game this time, like that's you done all the trophies and everything, and sort of all set up and ready for.
You've not played Witcher though. There's a lot of like question marks around the map, obviously to encourage you to explore. More gameplay. And it's quite fun. Although in Skellige it's very tedious because they've got tons of question marks around all the sea area, so you're like getting a boat everywhere, you're swimming everywhere, and that's kind of tedious. But I'll explore the question marks as well before Blood and Wine, I'm sure.
All of the question marks?
Yeah, well, I need to.
You're like a super fan of The Witcher.
Yeah, but I'm kind of OCD with that kind of thing as well, so it'll be fun.
But like in...
So it's a bit of a... I was going to say a bit of a treat you can chill and relax with it, but it's not exactly that, is it?
It's not relaxing
since it's so brutal.
But like in Skyrim, say, you get like all the caves and stuff and landmarks that are... I don't know if they're question marks or whatever, but they're like on your map and kind of there to be explored, and whenever I start a new like Elder Scrolls game, which I've only done twice, I always think, oh, I'm going to explore all that stuff eventually, and I just never do. It's just so much work.
That's true. Well, I guess the difference between that and Elder Scrolls is that you can go back and do a completely different character build. Like one minute you could be a warrior, then you could be a thief, then a completely different way to approach the entire game. Fair enough, you can build Geralt in different ways, like on Death March especially, I found a lot of close combat quite difficult, so what I'd do is I'd get skills like Puppet, where you use the Axie sign, and it actually influences your opponents to attack each other.
Yeah.
So you can stay in the background a wee bit and not worry as much about getting hit. Or I'd always have my shield on, just to protect myself, because in Deathmatch a few hits and that's you. Maybe I'm just bad at combat, I don't know, but it really encouraged me on my other playthroughs, my more recent one anyway, to be a bit more cautious in combat instead of running in. But I did have it in normal to begin with, and then I had it on Deathmarch, which was more challenging, obviously.
I think you were saying like your current like spec for Geralt is like he's got more stamina and stuff, so he can use the signs more often and everything.
Yeah, what I've done is a lot of people, I think, I forgot what one is. I've got the Mastercrafted feline Witcher gear, which is light armor, and that
so like more
dramatically increases your stamina regeneration.
Right.
I don't know how much in way of protection, but each bit of mastercrafty feeling gear you have. It increases your attack power quite a lot as well, though.
Oh, okay.
So it's quite good. But I also use the whirl attack. It's a fast attack, but I think you've seen me use it before when you're attacking the enemies and you just keep spinning at them. Which is obviously really, really handy. So if you've got lots of stamina, you can do that for ages and you can't do much.
So even though Geralt's like one character that you are kind of handed at the start of the game, you can spec him out to be sort of more sign-based or like more
Aggressive, yeah.
Yeah.
Fight, like get right in there.
So even though it's not really like warrior rogue mage, you still have kind of options.
Yeah, there's nowhere near the same amount of customization, but I think it makes up for it in how deep the story is and
Yeah.
how character driven it is, obviously.
Well, that's kind of one of the benefits of not having a silent protagonist like in Bethesda games, is that you can have depth of character involved with the storylines and stuff, and not just have it like you're standing there watching stuff happen in front of you and you can't really interact at all.
Yeah, of course. Although, for some reason, a lot of people are really not happy that they changed that for Fallout 4.
Really? I haven't heard this.
A lot of people would rather a silent protagonist again. Because remember they changed it?
Yeah.
Which makes me think when they release another Elder Scrolls, they'll probably do the same.
Change it to voice.
I imagine they would if they've done it with Fallout.
I think they probably should, to be honest, but
I don't know. I think you get more involved with your character. I know, obviously, it can throw some mystery away.
I will complete this game right now, just so you watch on one
in
life.
terms of if you really want to go for the RPG element of it, but still.
Well, if like in Fallout, it seems to me with the little, with the little Fallout I've played, that even though it's voice and it's like you have choices of what you say rather than just doing whatever, it kind of seems like you still have a choice about who your character is, even though obviously it's like it is voice, so you only have the choices that they pre-programmed into the game.
Yeah.
It still felt fairly like you choose whether you're a badass or like a good guy or whatever. So I think if they did that for Elder Scrolls 6, it would it'd be alright. Then I don't know. I think it's kind of cool in Fallout. I liked it. Nice change.
I agree.
For Bethesda, anyway, like it's like a staple of their franchises to not speak, and I think it worked well. But
The only thing I'll say about Fallout is I really need to watch where I'm quick saving.
oh yeah,
Because you've seen that few times I've been like mid gun fight and then like I quick save and I get shot in the head, and every time I reload you don't even have a chance to move at all, and then you just get shot in the head again.
that happened to me.
Rookie mistake, but still.
Yeah, I was cheating my way through this game last night, and like I saved right at the start of a boss fight, right as Rodney was. I think it was after Spring Yard Zone. He was like doing his little spike thing. Damn it, at me, and
Did you have no rings? Or...
I had no rings, and he like I saved right as he was about to hit me, as he was about to hit me. So like I just kept loading, and he just smacked me in the face, and I'd load it again.
The one bad thing about quick save.
Yeah, it can really cheat your way through a game unless you screw it up, in which case you're just screwed, which is always fun.
So yeah, I was gonna say earlier, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, that was a very, very fun game of my childhood.
Yeah, it's got to be one of my favourite games of all time, up there with like Majora's Mask and Dishonored, which is maybe an odd pick next to those ones. Oh crap. Oh, where am I?
Yeah, you can
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Aw, shouldn't have told you that. You got another life.
I already
Another
saw.
chance for you to beat me.
I already saw Sonic going through the wall, but what's over here? What's this?
I think you have to be back to it now.
Oh, but I don't want to go back out.
Well,
Oh,
I loved the Chows. I liked the wee garden.
yeah, like sort of Tamagotchi thing we had going.
Yeah, it was honestly, it was like Tamagotchi but in Sonic form. And, I never knew that. Well, Adventure 2, I played that in Dreamcast, and then got Adventure 2 Battle for the GameCube.
Yeah, same.
And when I decided to buy it on Steam the other week, there was a sale on that they had Adventure 2, and then I never realised that the Adventure 2 Battle was going to be DLC added onto it. I thought they would have just released the whole thing in a one-hour on Steam, but they didn't. But it's cheap anyway, so it was good. But that introduces like the karate for the Chows and stuff like that.
Oh, that stuff is cool, yeah.
So it's pretty fun. I'm looking forward to playing it. I've not had the chance yet. I had too many other games to try and play through, but I'll get around to it eventually.
Yeah, I really love the way the Chow stuff sort of incentivized you to like go back and replay the game and get like the little power up things for them.
Exactly, it has so much more gameplay. I know it's not story related to that really, but if I think the amount of hours I spent on the GameCube raising my child,
yeah, same.
hours and hours.
I think like a lot of really good games, once you finish them, it's like, well, I'm done now, so why would I keep playing it, even though it's really fun? Whereas that game was just like, there were great levels to play and replay, and the fact there was like something to do after the game was done.
Yeah, exactly. I never knew that. See, when you killed that wee caterpillar guy,
Yeah.
did you see that even though it was a part of his body, it still damaged you? I never knew that. I never knew that it could do that.
See, I'm bad enough at the game that I know all this stuff, but I still get hit by it anyway.
I don't know.
There we go. Demonstration.
I don't get it.
Oh, this bit's, yeah, I already said this today. This bit's really cool because you can just like run through the lava.
Yeah, not bad.
Well, thanks to that little extra life thing, I'm doing not entirely terribly. I still died twice already.
The thing I found about see Sonic Adventure to Adventure 2.
Yeah.
I thought the second one was a lot more linear. Like I feel that Sonic Adventure had a bit more freedom to it. It felt a bit more open world.
I never played it, but
It was a good game, but we should play at some point. But Adventure 2 definitely feels way more linear because you just play levels in that really, whereas you could kind of run around a bit more in
Adventure?
Sonic Adventure.
I think I've seen maybe the final boss is like that sort of dude in the water. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
And I forgot his name. That's embarrassing, but that was an amazing boss fight. Oh, I love that actually.
It looked
I forgot how
really
good that was.
hard, man.
I forgot how good that was. I'm meshed by that.
I haven't even played Adventure 2 on Steam yet, which
I'll get there. This is a conversation that me and you have very often. I've got all these games that I'm not going to play.
yeah, I've got games to play and replay. Like I may have already mentioned this today, but I just really want to get through like Red Dead Redemption and Dishonored and Oblivion and Dark Souls, but I just don't have the time for it. But
Yeah, though, but yeah, it's understandable. You've forgotten a wee bit. It's taken a while to get this back up and running.
But I think if I had, no matter what games I had standing by, if I had Sonic Adventure 2 Battle ready, I'd be like, well, this is obviously number one because it's just such a great game. And nostalgia is like a really powerful thing. If you loved a game in your childhood, then I think you're always kind of gonna have like a special place for it, even if it doesn't really live up to expectation. It's still a game that you loved as a kid, so it's still important to you.
Of course, especially this game. I mean, it drives you crazy, but still.
Yeah, I never remember it as hard as it is, but
No, but that's the thing. I always think. See, when you go back to play, I'm like, how have I never completed that?
grab.
How have I never completed that? And then you go back to it.
Oh
and
yeah.
You think it's gonna be easy, and then you're like, oh,
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
just forgot how punishing the game was.
I was such a dumb kid, I couldn't even finish Sonic, and I play it now and I'm like, oh yeah, it's as hard as shit.
There's probably some people that will be like, if they hear this, like, this game is easy. What you're talking about? But well,
We can,
punishing for me.
we can go back to the Dark Souls and shut their faces.
I'm looking forward to Dark Souls 3.
From what I've seen of it so far, it looks like they've taken inspiration from Bloodborne, and I'm not entirely impressed by that. Like, I really liked the Souls
Wow.
Souls franchise having its own flavor, its own sort of theme, whereas it looks like they're not copy Bloodborne, but it just looks like they're sort of taking on elements of it, and I don't know.
It appeals more to me because I'm more into the horror thing, movies and game wise. But it seems a few games are getting a bit lazy these days. Like, well, I've not played it, but people are saying Far Cry Primal copied the map of Far Cry 4.
Which is lazy or cool, depending on who you ask. But I think it's kind of cool that, arguably, it's supposed to be that the land in Far Cry Primal is Kyrat from centuries ago, which is like just a kind of cool little nod to the series. Or it is just like lazy developers can't be arsed, creating
Oh,
new.
okay, yeah, I'll admit that is quite cool
I think it
when you
is.
think about it that way. But is it lazy?
I mean, it's less work, but does that mean it's automatically lazy? I mean, kind of cool. I like it, but it is less work, I suppose. So you could argue anything like, why is that bit even there? You can't even go anywhere.
Just to mess with it, to be honest.
Goddamn Sonic.
Well, yeah, I guess it's down to people's opinions. I think a lot of people are moaning about it,
But yeah, people want everything else, internet.
especially we're not happy that Mortal Kombat isn't getting the Alien DLC for PC.
See, I just wasn't happy when I saw the shape of the alien, the way it moves. It didn't look authentic to me. That's my complaint about it.
Oh, fair enough. Consoles again, obviously, PlayStation, Xbox. But I just think it would be awesome to have Alien and Predator fight.
I don't think PS3 is getting it, mate.
I don't think PS3 did get Mortal Kombat actually, didn't it?
Did it?
I think it did.
I don't even know that.
It did, I think.
When
Look after this.
When I first saw Bloodborne, though, I really liked sort of Victorian Gothic vibe it had. But then the more I watched of it, the more I sort of saw the like aliens and stuff and sort of spacey whatever that comes up later, and I was just like, well, this isn't for me. And plus, like, it seems like a lot of the bosses in that game are just like wolf men. That's like a recurring thing in it.
Yeah, as you go on, the enemies do change. Like I said earlier, I'm on ROM now, but the last boss before that was Shadow of Yarman. Oh my god.
Really
the
cool.
amount of times I threw my controller away, that was really difficult. I played that boss a good 10 times.
Yeah, well, I like Epic Name Bros stuff on YouTube, and he does a series where he tried to go through the whole game without dying, and Shadows of Yarnum was like, I think he died like 8 times to it. He just kept dying and having to start the whole series over again because he didn't want to die once during the playthrough. So it looks really difficult, and like he's got his strategy all worked out, but he still struggles with it sometimes. Whatever, it's
Different respect for people like that. I don't think I could do that.
it's
If
really
I
cool.
beat a game and I try and get the achievements, if I do that, I'm happy. Speedrunning and like trying to complete a game without dying, oh, no way I could do that.
I respect speedrunners a lot, but I could never have like kind of patience to like memorize every second of every level of a game. Oh crap. Okay.
Well, even for this game, on PS3 and Xbox 360, I think there's an achievement for completing the game in under 40 minutes. I mean, I'd never be able to do that.
Completing the game is something I've just never done, so in under 40 minutes, no, not gonna happen for me.
And if there's an achievement for completing it without dying, then, well, I'd never be able to get that one.
No.
But there's an achievement for Outlast, and you have to complete it on the hardest difficulty, but if you, like, die,
Yeah.
that's you right back at the start of the game.
Or like an Iron Man mode kind of thing, that's sometimes called, like, yeah. I think XCOM has it
So,
as
I
well.
don't know what's that. And there was one for collecting all the documents and recordings, and I missed the last one just for the end of the game, so I was so angry.
I really hate missable achievements, it's like a pet peeve. Just like,
It's for playability though, it makes you go back, doesn't it?
that's like the patient, mature answer to it, yeah. But
I don't know, there's tons of debates online about whether achievements are a good or a bad thing.
I nearly ran down there.
Yeah, don't do what I did. Don't do what I did. But people, saying, do achievements ruin gaming experiences or do they enhance them?
It's a good argument to have, yeah, but I don't even know what side I'm on, because I enjoy getting them, but I feel I resent them in a way.
Well, right. Sometimes I don't know what to do with myself if there's no achievements. Like, I just bought the Division and obviously you play it through Uplay, but I got it on Steam, so I don't really bother with Uplay that much achievement wise. So I'm just like, there's no achievements in like for Steam, and I'm just like I'm loving the game, but you kind of feel a bit lost in some ways because you're so used to them now in games.
Yeah, it's just like a little like cherry on top of the game or whatever, and if it's not there, it's kind of just like, well, it's like some content I'm missing out on, which it shouldn't be that way. The game should be its own reward, I suppose. But then the way things are now,
You can actually just enjoy it.
Yeah.
The game, the way the things used to be.
the way things used to be. Yeah, start with nostalgia for the Sonic the Hedgehog podcast.
I'm just saying old by saying that.
Wait, yeah, well,
I think it does add playability to the game, of course it does. But some of them really frustrating, really silly things. Like I think there was a game that you got an achievement for, and I don't even know the name of it, so I won't even try and remember it, but the achievement was for pre-ordering it,
no way.
or day one or something like
That's
that.
disgusting. That's horrible. I'm getting really angry now. I'm not a fan of like DLC and pre-orders and that sort of stuff. So that disgusts me. That's just disgraceful. People should have the time to see what reviewers are saying about games before they like spend their hard-earned, cliche, money on it. And I think that developers who try and get you like on board day one, sometimes at least, are just like trying to get you on board before you've had a chance to properly see what the product is and make you pay for something you don't even know if you're gonna enjoy it or
Yeah.
not.
Okay, well, I know how you feel about DLC. I know you really disagree with it. I don't mind DLC. Like, would you even be against like Witcher, say?
No, because I think they put enough content on the disc to justify if they put more stuff out, fine. But when it's like stuff like on disc DLC is the worst thing in the world. Like it's already there.
Yeah, well, what I was gonna say was, I don't mind DLC, but day one DLC is just like a punch to the face.
Yeah, because obviously like you had time to work on this while the game was like getting ready to be released or whatever. So why don't you just put it on the disc and put it out there with the other content?
Yeah, or of course, or as you're saying, you buy the game and then you have to pay to unlock parts of the Dayton.
Yeah, it feels as a gamer like when you buy a disc, you've bought the disc. Technically, it's not true. Technically, you buy, like, you rent the software on the disc by buying the disc. Is how it like legally. I mean, that's how it works.
Hmm.
But it just feels like I bought this disc with this content on it, and I can access like 3/4 of it, but the rest of it's just locked off till I give more money to this developer. It just feels greedy and lazy. But
I can understand, but everyone does it now, don't they?
a lot of developers do. Yeah, I think sometimes it's driven by publishers like trying to squeeze out more money for the same content or whatever. And I'm really hesitant to be too critical of any developer because I think that they do good stuff, and a lot of times there's like noble intentions there that maybe financial reasons kind of get in the way of what a developer's trying to do with their company or whatever. So I don't want to be that guy who's like, oh, screw this developer because they did whatever. But sometimes it's just like, I really want this content and I bought the disc and it's on there and I can't play it. So one gets angry,
I can understand what you can get for sure with that.
Gamers get angry about a lot of stuff, so sometimes I'm one of them.
I noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty vicious when you go on forums most of the time.
Yeah, the internet is a really kind place with lovely people who are just gentle, consistently warm and loving to each other. Yeah.
It's the internet for you. You're doing quite well.
Well, after I lost like 2 lives in possibly Green Hills or something, like really early on anyway, I'm doing alright. But yeah.
I'm not trying to be a douche, but just remember if you were me, you'd be dead right now because I never got an extra life.
Well, I stumbled into the extra life, so I earned it, in my opinion. This bit's tricky. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap.
I know, it's pretty frustrating this bit.
Uh-oh.
Yep, that happened to me.
I'm getting so like tense and nervous now. I don't, yeah.
Getting earlier.
Making it to Labyrinth is not looking very promising.
Right, especially you have to get up to third level in Labyrinth.
Yeah, it could happen. I mean, anything could
I'm
happen.
telling the truth, I'm not lying. The video did cut out.
Oh yeah, totally. It's not like it's not like he just died right after we cut the video or anything.
Yeah.
It's not. Keeping it to third Labyrinth? Yeah.
Yes. Never made the boss though, I'll say that.
So if you
I actually drowned. That's the way I actually died.
Which is
the my playthrough of this.
That's the worst way to
drowned.
go. It's the most stressful thing in any game ever. Is the
My excuse for that, by the way, is we were playing this with the volume down, so I never heard the water music when you're like running out of breath. So...
It says the numbers on screen. It says like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I never saw that.
Keep your eyes open, boy. Oh,
That we...
son of a bitch.
They're like the worst enemies.
They are the worst. They are scum. Yeah, because they just like, they like track you. This bit, I like the sort of the way this level's set out with the sort of like bounce pads and the.
Well done.
The hills. Thanks. Okay, Act 2. I feel like honestly,
Labyrinth. If
Give-
you don't fuck up the boss.
given my history with this game, not making it generally past Marble Zone, I feel like I've not disgraced myself today. So no matter what happens now,
You've been careful because you know you're being recorded.
yep, because I have 1 life left, it's all going to go really badly wrong. But no, I feel like I've done okay, so I can hold my head high regardless of how this ends up. Got some rings, got shield, good position. Just have to not get hit by this crap. Oh, those things are scary.
I always get by them, so well done for missing.
When I was playing last night, I didn't even see it, and I sort of like walked into it, and that was an idiot. And this bit as well, like the way you can sort of get sandwiched between the
Yeah, you've really got to be careful.
yeah, it's like if you're like 1 pixel off, you can just. I nearly did it there.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to demonstrate, I swear.
So when you've got 1 life left.
And I hate this bit because the fucking crabs always hit me.
Yep.
Yep.
They're annoying.
The thing is, it's like I know where I go wrong in these games, I just never learn. Somehow with like Dark Souls and stuff, I learn what I'm doing wrong and I fix it. Whereas with Sonic, I've put in however many hours over the years, and it's just like, oh yeah, same mistakes as I used to make as a kid, or whatever. I've still got rings, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Please. The tension is through the roof here. I don't know if you can sense this. Go after the rings. Oh. I might even make this boss, which would be like, I don't know, not gonna get ahead of myself here. I'd be happy though.
I think you will.
I think, yeah.
Just, I don't know. Like I said, I forgot a Labyrinth boss and I saw him, but this one, he's definitely the worst that I can remember.
He is pretty tricky. You have to sort of be quick in assaulting him to get through it.
Just because he takes the platforms away from me.
The longer it goes on, the more disadvantage you're at. Oh, it's really cool. But the labyrinth one though, I think I already said like the fact that there's water in the boss fight is just like screw you game. You know I'm afraid of this stuff. Just move. I don't care about anything. Just move. Get to the stage. I said move. Sonic, listen to me, boy. It's not even like a conventional boss fight. It's just so odd. Oh yeah, invincibility. The game's just like giving me gifts now because like well you're not gonna get through it naturally, so just.
Well, you had a good run. But I think we know who won.
Congratulations.
Without even losing video footage, you still made the labyrinth, so. It was good fun.
Well done, it was a good competition and you did really well, and I feel like I did better than I usually do, which is, you know, not saying a whole lot, but that was good. It was a fun time.
It was fun.
So, congratulations Fraser, you did really well and you beat me, of course.
Of course. Thank you. You weren't that far behind me. I mean, I was the last level of Labyrinth Zone and you were the last level of Spring Yard Zone, so only like a level apart.
Yeah, that's not a big difference at all. So thanks for watching, and leave a like if you did, and we'll see you next time.